moment the Fed cut interest rates yesterday, the talking heads immediately started in with the next round of their parlor game. What will the Fed do next? Will it cut again? Will it pause? Which officials want more easing? Which officials want it to stop? Every time I hear this stuff, I want to ask those people, are you really so desperate for a story that you can't even take time to savor that moment? Because I got to tell you, I think it's incredibly boneheaded to just immediately move on to the next thing without taking at least a second to process what actually just occurred. A long time ago, I used to be a sports writer. It taught me what I often consider to be the best form of analysis, the postgame. There are so many fantastic commentators in sports that the quality often blows me away. I bring this up because no matter what, they always talk about the game at hand, both before and after, not the game the next week. And these guys, the Fed guys, are talking about the game 4 months from now. If the 49ers trounce the Cardinals tonight, you better believe we're going to hear about all the havoc that Nick Bosa created for the hapless Arizonans. We'll hear what it means for the playoff hopes of the Rams. We'll learn whether the Cardinals are simply Hilltoppers. That's my name for a pro team that might have trouble beating the Summit Hilltoppers, the team at the high school my kids went to. But the one thing you won't hear is anything about the next game for either team. Why? It's too soon. The next game's irrelevant. Come on. In baseball terms, you talk about how the Nationals beat the Astros. You don't talk about whether there's going to be a rematch. I wish the business media has the same discipline as sports media, because we constantly make this mistake. Before we even have time to process what the Fed did yesterday, we're back to the parlor game about what they'll need to do at the next meeting in December. All this commentary is worthless to you. You have to do the best to tune it out. I mean, it's just not helpful to making money. The same goes for the China talks. Oh, that's another parlor game. I know Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, sounded more optimistic about some sort of deal when I spoke to him before Apple reported. But then today, some Chinese officials leaked word that they're pessimistic about the prospects for a trade deal, and then the market got hammered. The truth is, we don't have any idea how this is going to go, and trying to bet on it is a bit of a fool's game. But I'll tell you what we do know. We know the only person who wants to be tougher on China than Trump is Elizabeth Warren, the current Democratic frontrunner. In other words, no matter how the election goes next year, there's a very good chance the White House will continue to try to crack down on China's unfair trade practices. Hey, it looks like we played the long game over here, too. And we know the Chinese economy has been hit a lot harder than our economy. Sooner or later, I think they'll realize there's no point in trying to wait out Trump and then they got to come to the table, although that could take a while. Either way, when you see some headline speculating that we won't be able to reach a deal with China, I urge you to forget about it. That headline could have been written any day of the week. It's called an evergreen story, people. It's being ginned up so that authors have something to say. In other words, it's no different than Fed gas bagging, which is why it's a terrible reason to sell stocks. You need to ignore these parlor games that the commentators play. You do. I want you to keep your eyes on the prize, and that's owning high-quality stocks of high-quality companies and riding them through periods of idle chatter. I know it is hard to believe. But let me tell you, after 40 years of doing this, I can tell you that most of this speculation about the Fed or China trade talks is absolutely meaningless. Do yourself a favor and tune it out. Tony in Pennsylvania. Tony.
Hi, Jim. Booyah.
Booyah, Tony.
I'm a first-time caller, and I want to thank you for this great show. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you.
My question is on American Express. I know this is one of the companies you like, but its stock has drastically
don't. Look, there's a downward pull for all the fintechs right now. Put American Express away. Square did a great job. It was a really terrific quarter. Really terrific. Elva in Michigan. Elva.
Love you, Jim.
Thank you, Elva.
I'm 93 years old, and I watch your show every day. What Etsy, E-T-S-Y, for my granddaughter?
Okay, here's the story with Etsy. They had some one-time problems. I think they're going to solve the problems. The stock is going to be under pressure for a little bit longer. Do not sell it. Do not sell it. But don't buy it till it goes down another 10%, because I think it may actually do that. All right, don't let the parlor games distract you. Keep your eye on the prize, people. I'm here to help. Much more Mad Money hit. For 3 generations, Smarties candies have been a favorite among Halloween trick-or-treaters. I'm finding out how the Cramer-approved candy has been strong all these years. Then yesterday's GDP numbers made it look like maybe the economy was chugging along, and it's being helped by the continued consumer. But what can win in an environment like this? I'm talking to an expert in the field to find out. And all your calls rapid fire tonight's edition of the Lightning Round. So stick with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or Give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.